what's going on? So I'm making this video today to sort of just talk about Friday's trading day. I really wasn't planning on trading Friday, to be honest, but I hopped on at around like 9:45, 9:50, and price was looking pretty clean. I thought it'd be kind of slow because it's after July 4th. But it was okay, so I hopped on here, took one winning trade for about 350 bucks and called it a day, But not only did I want to talk about Friday, I sort of just wanted to talk about my trading week in general. And, it was a bit of a red week, and trading's hard, man. Like it's super difficult, and trading always finds a way to humble you when you're feeling cocky. And I find that this happens to me repeatedly. Whenever I have like a really nice week or a nice month, I get cocky and I get smoked. So last month was a green month. It was a really good month. I was up about 5-6%, and I was going into July just feeling cocky, man. Honestly, just feeling really cocky, and because of it, I got humbled. So this week was a red week. I'm down about 1100, just over 2% on the week. And I just sort of wanted to go over the week, what I can improve on, and sort of just talk about my psychology and sort of how I was feeling during the week. And yeah, that's basically it. So looking at Friday here, I really wish I hopped on the chart sooner because we had a beautiful setup here at around 950. I hopped on at about, I think, 955 or 10. But this setup was just gorgeous. We had this data high here that was untapped, and we created these beautiful equal highs. And then we formed this singular fair value gap here, broke through it, retested it, and then took these equal highs out for about 30 points. So this was a very beautiful setup. So depending where you entered, so if you entered on that break above, on that candle close, you would have captured about 20 points if you held to these highs. And if you waited for the retest, which I know some people do, you could have captured around 30 points. So this was just a super textbook setup here. Little sweep of liquidity. I believe we were holding a 15-minute too. Yep, we were holding a 15-minute down here. And yeah, this setup was just super, super clean. So I was sort of bummed out that I missed that, but it's all good. So was watching price for a little bit. We took out the data highs. We were at all-time highs, and it's never really a good idea to short at all-time highs, to be honest with you. But I thought this setup was decent, and we still had these data lows below, so that could still be a target for you down here. And I decided to enter this trade right here, and I captured about 13, 14 points. So I entered once we broke this gap here. Entry on the candle close, stop about here, and I was targeting these lows here. But I believe I sold a little bit lower right around here. I'll show you the executions later, but took that trade, made just under 1% on that, and decided to call it a day. It's about 15 points. And yeah, that was basically it. One and done on the day for Friday. As you can see, price is looking pretty bullish now. It's always tough trading all-time highs. You never really want to... it's dangerous to short when you're at all-time highs, so that's why I didn't really hold for too long. I was okay with my profit there, especially because it's a red week. Didn't want to overtrade, or honestly didn't want to get stopped at break even, which again is something I really need to work on. But let's talk about Wednesday, which was sort of my blow up day here. So if we scroll over to Wednesday, this was my bias going into Wednesday here. So again, we put in this news candle here, and I was looking at these relative equal lows as a very obvious liquidity pool. It sounds bad, but honestly, I was almost certain that these would hit. And I decided to enter this trade as soon as we closed below with this candle here. So as soon as this closed on the 1 minute, I decided to hop in this trade, stop here, target here for about a 1 to 2. And we took these lows out here. And as soon as we swept these lows, I put my stop to break even. And as you can see, we drop. And at this point, I'm like, okay, these lows are going to hit. I was pretty confident in these lows hitting. And that's a problem. I was just too confident. And I wasn't trading what I saw. I was trading what I thought was going to happen, which is, very dangerous. I wasn't trading price. I was trading what I thought price was going to do. And price was showing me that it didn't want to go lower. It was holding a higher time frame gap over here. So I was trying to essentially fade the higher time frame. And you know what? Like I woke up at around 9:30. There was really no preparation going into the day. Usually I'll meditate for 10 minutes and just try to really hammer in the idea of staying patient. But everything felt rushed, and that's why psychology is so important. I didn't feel like myself, and because of that, I just blew up. I just blew up. Patience is so important on these charts. And rather than waiting for another setup, which we got later on, for example, this setup right here, beautiful. Not beautiful, I mean, it's decent. But, if you're trading the 1 minute, setups are going to pop up all the time. But I just married this one particular setup right here. And because of it, I think I took like 3 or 4 more trades in here. So I was telling myself, oh, we haven't closed above this 1 minute yet. Price is still bearish. Price is still bearish. So I re-entered, got stopped out at break even. Re-entered, took a $200 loss. Re-entered, took another $200 loss. And I just, lost my cool. And that can't be happening. That can't be happening. I made it out relatively unscathed in this situation, considering I only lost about $500-600. It could have been a lot more, but that's what happens when you marry your bias. I thought we were going to be short bias on the day, and I was wrong. And I should have accepted that. And realistically, I should have stuck to my rules, and this should have just been a break-even trade. And yeah, that's basically what happened. And if you look on the let's look at the 3 minute real quick. If you look at the 3 minute, I could have easily hopped in this trade and went, you know what? My bias is wrong. My bias is wrong. It looks like we want to continue going bullish. We're holding a higher time frame fair value gap down here. And I could have got stopped out at break even here and just taken this trade to the upside, because this follows my trading plan right here, and that could have been another 20 points. But instead, I decided to marry my bias and took a bunch of small losses in here and just got chewed up. So, it happens sometimes, but again, that's why psychology is so important. You got to go into the day feeling good. You got to go into the day feeling patient, and you got to pick your battles, man. And I blew up. It's a good lesson, but it can't happen. It really can't happen in the future. And I really should just be taking, 2, maybe 3 trades max a day. None of this 4, 5, 6 scalps, getting out at break even, hopping back in. But yeah, it's a good learning lesson. Down about 1,000 on the week, 2% on the week. Going into next week, I will try to really exercise this patience, and we'll see what we can do. But yeah, we're trying to make this channel as transparent as possible. Losses do happen, and I know a lot of traders don't really show losses on here. So yeah, that's it. And next week's going to be a little bit more, we're going to focus on psychology here. We're going to practice some patience, and hopefully we have, some green days to come. So yeah, stay tuned.